There are currently 130,000 U.S. veterans in the United States that are legally blind, and 1 million plus vets with low vision, and every single one is facing challenges every day. But we're here to help. This is Wisdom Tech Talk. Thanks for joining us with a live studio audience coming to you from the Wisdom for the Blind studios in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Our passion is to talk about new and old technology that may help blind or vision impaired people in their day-to-day life. Let's do it. This is Wisdom Tech Talk, and this is your host, Benjamin Keeley.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another great episode of the Geek Club, brought to you by Wisdom for the Blind out of sunny Fort Lauderdale. Not so sunny today, but we're still having fun. So, I just need to adjust one thing, my mic there, that's adjusted. So I just want to let everybody know when we start the show, it's going to be recorded and we put it on our YouTube. And next year, we're pleased to announce that we're going to be putting it on our TV station at the same time. So going to be fun. So just be aware that it is being recorded. And if you have questions, if you could hold your questions until after our guest is done with his presentation, we would appreciate it. But I guarantee you, promise, cross my heart, all your questions will be answered. So at this time, we're going to officially start the show and start the the speech from our guest. So now we're just going to welcome everybody. Hi, everybody. This is Ben coming to you live from the Wisdom for the Blind studios in sunny Fort Lauderdale, where tonight we have the great opportunity to have a great speaker, Mr. Sedona Dave, and he's going to be talking about some great products. So everybody sit back and relax. Once again, this is being recorded, and we're going to jump right in. Hey, Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Great to be here. I'm stepping up to the plate and geeking out with you. Super.
Wow. Come on, let's geek out, man.
Let's geek it.
Let's geek it. So tell me a little bit about yourself, if you wouldn't mind.
No, absolutely. That's why I'm here. So yes, Sedona Dave. Why Sedona Dave? Because I was born in '64. Everybody's named Dave, and there are too many of us around. So we moved to Sedona back in 2016. There it is, Sedona Dave. Again, I'm 60 years old. I do have retinitis pigmentosa. In the later stages of the condition, down to about 3 degrees in my left eye. And to be honest, the right eye failed about a week ago. So I'm fresh into a new phase of this blindness. Going through it right now as we speak of losing depth perception, the frustrations of it all, and the emotionality of it all. So when I'm not being super happy, Sedona Dave, I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? I get to be human. Rats. So 60 years old, and in some of my former careers, a very interesting life. I was a surveyor in the big city of Boston on the big union jobs. More exciting, though, I was a forester and a wildland firefighter. Really got to love the wilderness, the outdoors, trails, getting out there. So when we moved to Sedona back in 2016, all right, I'm going blind, but I'm surrounded by all these amazing trails. And yet there goes my vision. So dove right into O&M instruction in 2018. And I had an animosity towards the cane at that time, but I knew what it was supposed to do. Keep me safe, on the streets, and the whole navigation, obstacle detection, terrain changes, that whole series of skills we get to use the cane for. Well, one interesting day on the trails, I was with my wife and our dog, and we're trekking along, and the sun happened to set beyond the ridge, and I lost everything I needed to be successful on the trails at that time. I lost depth perception, I lost shadows and contrast, and uh, and my will to live at the time. It was a rough day, and I was apparently vocalizing it enough that my wife turned around and she said, you know, what seems to be the problem? You're not happy sounding back there. Uh, and I said, yeah, I can't do this. I don't belong here. I can't do this. I need something. I'm hurting myself. I need a tool, but I don't know what it is. And yet at that time, all I had known in the blind life was the intro to the mobility cane. And I found myself simulating, you know, smashing into these rocks and I'm hurting myself on with a cane of sorts. Honestly, the next day I was at a uh, Canyon Outfitters. It's a hiking store here in town, and I asked them, you know, can you please show me to the blind hiking section? He didn't know what to do with me at the time, so he took me to the first aid kits, the flashlights, you know, the water bottles, oh, I don't know, whistles, whatever us blind people might need in the backcountry, right? Um, not satisfied. Yeah, sure. I walked out with a first aid kit. I knew I was going to need it. But I also left with a pair of trekking poles. And that day I took them to the garage, to the workbenches, and I said, all right, Dave, what do you need to do to this to make it effective out there? And that was me kicking the pedal that started the avalanche to bring me to where we are today. I went through two iterations, two prototypes, the Mark One and Mark Two version, um, with some really good successes for me. They didn't look like a mobility cane. They certainly didn't fold or extend like a mobility cane, but it was what I needed. It was very coarse. The grip itself was modified trekking pole grip, and I was able to affix a 2-inch rolling ball to the end. And all right, it was good enough for me until yet another fateful day on the beaches of Rhode Island, where I was in yet another charming mood because nobody blind on the beach, and nobody could understand why I was in, you know, a grumpy mood because nobody could understand. And uh, I grabbed my prototype and I said, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm going for a walk. So I was shorelining down the shore, and I was in the mood where, like, I just wish there was an O&M instructor with us so he could say, hey, stop shorelining. I was there. I was there. Like, come on. Anyways, I got way out of voice range of my family, and I was like, you know, I'm just tired of being the only blind guy. I really am. I'm done with this. And all, what is it? All we need are the right tools. And I'm jumping up and down in my mind, you know, throwing this prototype around, saying all we need are the right tools. And there it was. Suddenly, a number of things happened then, which I typically don't talk about. One is that I realized I've got a community to bring to the beach with me, to bring to the Grand Dudes playground, to bring out hiking with me. You know, I'm done being alone. Let's go. We've got the skills. What we need are the right tools. Let's go.
I understand that you do a great job hiking. I've
Oh,
heard some stories from some mutual friends.
I appreciate.
So,
Thank you.
so
Thank you. Well,
kudos very much.
yeah, it's their skills. They're skills that you know, I'm doing this on a daily basis, and
My understanding is they're embarrassing skills.
no,
Not on
not
your part, but other people are like, wow, you know. So,
well, we do turn heads, and
so
that's, you know, that's maybe hopefully for another discussion for another time. Like, you know, what we're doing out there. I don't want it to be. I want this to be normalized. I don't want it to be like, wow, look at the blind guy hiking. I don't want that. I mean, yeah, accolades are great, but let's all get out there and go. Let's normalize this.
well, that's the whole thing, is understand the tools that are available so you can get out there and
Without a doubt.
live a normal life. And
You know, and
I
actually,
that
the other thing that
hiking you do.
yeah, the other thing that amazing that happened to me on that day at the beach was I finally embraced blindness. I finally said, it's not just me, it's us. That's when I was able to really emotionally stand behind what we're doing. And I'm like, I'll grab the ATC and like a baton, I'll lead us up the trails, whatever it takes. But we've got the tools, we've got the skills. Let's go. So let's just really fast forward to knowing that I have a community to bring along with me. The prototypes just didn't work. They didn't look, they didn't fold, they didn't perform like we're used to. A number of modifications and a number of iterations with a factory, and that's where we are today with the all-terrain cane that I'm using, daily out in the wilderness in the backcountry. It is the 3-section titanium folding cane, extendable grips, stainless joints, rolling ball tip, and it's really circling the globe. I'm super excited about it. Very, very proud of where we are today. And it's an honor to be able to present to you and give you the backstory of how it came to be. I mean, I didn't go to school to be a metallurgist or a cane designer or even blind. It's just the skills we happened to pick up along the way. I mentioned we're talking about scuba diving, and I was a scuba instructor. There are certain skills that came from that helped me develop the cane. It's just fascinating, and I could talk forever, but I'm going to probably hand the talking feather or the talking stick over to somebody with questions, or how can I geek us out?
Well, sounds good. Let's open the floor then. Does anyone have any questions for Dave? Just mention your name and when you get called on.
I can talk forever about a billion different directions with this, and before I ramble on, and I'll probably starve in Marvin's, but before I ramble on, maybe we could dial it in.
So let's open it up. If you have a question, just mention your name and we'll call on you, and then you can ask your question. So the floor is open.
David here.
David, go ahead.
David.
You have the floor.
David. So
David. I knew there'd be at least one more.
yeah. So, man, I have I had this beautiful redhead just call me, and I'm choosing to talk to you instead.
I'm a beautiful redhead.
So, a couple of questions. So,
Yes, sir.
can you describe more the product that you've developed? And the other question or statement is, I love the outdoors too, and I backpacked the Grand Canyon totally blind.
Nice.
And also Yosemite National Forest.
Okay.
The ranger, when I came out of the canyon, was not very happy that a blind person went down inside the canyon. I didn't go by myself, of course, but
and they just can't take a joke, Dave.
Huh? I spent 30 days on the bottom hiking around.
Nice.
And it's a challenge. So I respect what you've been doing. So I'd like to hear more about the product you actually made.
Okay.
Because I like the hike too, and I like to get back into it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, this was actually developed for hiking, and that's when I give my presentation at trade shows, I always start with this is a super strong, lightweight, supportive mobility cane. That is, it's designed to be supportive. I took the concept from a steel frame building where you have one steel girder or weight-bearing structure on top of another to give it its incredible load-bearing strength. So I took that concept, built it into the design of the all-terrain cane. What it is a 3-section folding mobility cane. And I'll give you the grand tour from the top. At the top, we've got a 16-inch foam grip. Half has that flat section, and the lower half of the grip does not. It's a round profile. At the bottom of the grip is a flip lock, an external lock, very blind friendly. It's binary. It's either open or closed, locked or unlocked, safe or unsafe. Well, when we unlock the flip lock, the whole grip, that 16-inch grip, can extend. That is, it'll slide up the top section of the cane 11 inches. So the cane itself can adjust in length from 51 inches up to 62 inches in length. The cane itself is made of a An aerospace grade titanium alloy. It's a grade 9 titanium alloy. I told you I was going to geek it out. So it's actually the strongest titanium alloy on the market right now. The joints are a hardened stainless steel, and I'll describe these joints as a sleeve joint, as opposed to the cone joints that the street canes are that we're familiar with, where you have one section of a joint fitting into a receiver section of the joint. This does not have that. We've got one tube sliding over the sleeve, the joint, so that you've got titanium stacked on titanium, and the configuration of the sleeve joint gives lateral support and lateral strength as well, meaning you're caning along and you come to a trip and fall situation. You're falling forward in that caning position. The cane won't bend, break, the joints won't pop open. I use this constantly on the trails, slowing down, braking, and then balance and support. The cane itself is highly reflective white over red, so it looks like a mobility cane. And at the bottom, I've selected the 2-inch rolling ball, and that's what it comes with. It's with a slip-on configuration, but that's a universal size. And if you want to swap out the tips for either another ball or any other slip-on tip, it's universal, it's going to work. One of the things I did not mention is the material spanning the joints. I did not want bungee to be spanning these joints. It's exposed to the elements, and there's a fairly sharp end at the end of the tubing. So right now I'm spanning with stainless steel. I've got a stainless cable. And the action itself is provided by the bungees inside the tubing. We've got 3 sections of tubing, 3 bungees. Okay. On the top section of reflective tubing, we've got our logo, our werewolf gear logo, and it says all-terrain cane in both type and braille. Just as an added, there it is. So that is a grand tour of the all-terrain cane. This is our flagship product. This is what really got us going, got me on the trails hiking, and I find it's amazing for wherever I want to be. And again, I've alluded to parks, playgrounds, snowy environments, beaches, obviously everywhere out in Arizona that's very rough and coarse. Everywhere I need support, the all-terrain cane. I did develop a second cane, what I proudly call the Urban Explorer, and that is really seizing the market right now. Very, very proud of what it's doing. It's the kid sister to the all-terrain cane, made of aerospace grade aluminum, hardened aluminum, with the same stainless steel joints as the ATC, 5 sections, and a 9-inch grip. So it folds to about 12.5 inches. The grip extends 6 inches in length, and it comes in 4 sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. So it's very conveniently packed away in backpacks, pocketbooks, purses, Ubers, and it's just as strong, just as supportive as the all-terrain cane. Laterally, getting out of cars, any kind of trip and fall scenarios in the city; vertically, for support, balance. It'll give us a fighting chance in the city with all the rigors that break our canes: car doors, catch basins, cobblestones, guy wires, hydrants, etc.
I've certainly broken many canes. So,
so this is going to give. Yes, sir.
It's fascinating. I'm really interested in. I want to know if Lisa has these in her store yet. And is there any weight? What's the weight on both of those?
Oh, great question. The all-terrain cane, being titanium, comes in a little heavier. That comes in at around 15 ounces. It's hefty for the trails, and when I'm swinging, I know I can rely on it. For the city, honestly, it doesn't fold small. It folds to about 21 inches, and for the city, it is a little heavy. The Urban Explorer, about a third less weight. The extra large, which extends from 58 to 64 inches, is about 12 and a half ounces. And the small, from 41 to 47 inches, it is so cute, about 9 ounces. Super, super light and amazingly strong. This is what's going to give the kids the ability to bring their canes home at night.
That's very cool. So, Dave, thank you for your question. Dave, thanks for.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Dave.
And I want to do a follow-up to that, if you don't mind.
Please.
And I'm going to ask Lisa to chime in also. So Dave asked a question. Lisa, do you carry this in your stores?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Proudly. And I also, I would just like to say that I was introduced to Dave about 10 days before I met him at a conference coming up about a year ago. Well, no, it was in March. It'll be a year. It was just before the disability conference out in California.
CSUN, right?
Yeah, at CSUN. And I was told, you got to meet this guy, Dave, because I was told, I had said, hey, after this disability conference, I'm going to Sedona. Oh, if you're going to Sedona, you've got to meet Sedona Dave. Well, not only did I meet him and his lovely wife, Deb, they actually took us on a hike.
That was awesome.
That was a great day. 4.5-mile hike in Sedona, and I used the all-terrain cane as a support cane for myself, as did my friend Cindy.
Yes.
And it was just an amazing experience. My friend, who has a lot of aches and pains and broken bones over the years, and usually doesn't want to do a lot of adventurous things like this, she didn't complain once. And I was like, wow, what was different about this hike? And she goes, how do I complain when a blind guy led us on a 4.5-mile hike? But yeah, we do carry the canes in the Urban Explorer in all 4 sizes, as well as the all-terrain cane.
Thank you very much, Lisa. And a follow-up on that for our brothers and sisters that served. Does the VA recognize this at all out of the VRCs or the VIST?
Yes, they do. And we are fully hooked up in the whole VA system, the sam.gov stuff. We're all approved, we're ready to go. And we are working with many VAs out there.
Great, that's good to hear. So for our veterans out there, if this is something that interests you, please talk to your VIST coordinator or the VRCs to see what you can do. Thank you very much on that one. All right, any other questions? Please mention your name. And
Thomas.
Thomas, hello, sir. You have
Thomas, hello.
Sedona.
Yes, sir. Thomas, yes, sir. Oh, looks like you're muted. Yeah. Oh, you're back. Yes, sir. Oh, now you're muted. There you go.
Dave.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you remember, we spoke about a week and a half ago or so.
Oh, bring me up to speed.
The magnetic, electromagnetic ball.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I'm sorry to hear you lost your right eye.
Oh, thank you. It has nothing to do with the magnetic ball.
No. I know that. I apologize on that, and I just want to.
Thank you so much, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
I want to come in as a spokesperson on the kindness of Lisa giving me an all-terrain cane.
Oh, nice.
And I can sit here and verify as an actual user that the cane is a very strong and durable cane compared to the ones that I have kneeled on and bent. So again, the cane is definitely well designed, well balanced. Again, that's pretty much, if you want any support from me on it, it gets a check mark from me as a good usable cane in all aspects, not just for going back and forth or trying to go on a hike, but as Lisa said, for her friend, using it almost as a regular cane to just put down as a placement to keep your footing. So
Thank you.
yeah, it's a very nice cane, and one thing I do support and like very much are the joints. You can lean on the cane without the joints separating.
Thank you very
Awesome.
much, Thomas, for your endorsement.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Appreciate the endorsement. Thank you.
And just so that you guys know, Thomas is a pretty strong engineer, so he knows how to break in some good equipment and
Nice.
so
You know,
when it comes back, good kudos from Thomas. We know that's a good thing. So Thomas,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that with our audience.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Thomas. Thank you so much.
Anything else, Thomas? All right, the floor is open again. Just tell us your name and wait to be called on. We have, plenty of time for questions. Don't be shy. And while we're waiting for a question, can either Dave or Lisa, can you give us the ballpark pricing on this if you didn't go through the VA?
Oh, Dave, I'll let you take that.
Oh, okay. Excellent. The Urban Explorers are available for $79.95, and the all-terrain canes retail for $120. I did not mention the tips that come with the Urban Explorer, and I hang my head in shame. This is one of our pride and joys. The tip itself is a modified marshmallow that out here in Sedona, everything is very rough. The asphalt, they resurface with like 3/8 inch aggregate. It's very, very coarse. And a marshmallow is just a very painful, epic fail. That 90-degree edge, it just catches on everything. I got tired of it. So I again went to town with my surveyor's field book and templates, and I designed what we are working with now called the dome tip. Dome tip is modified marshmallow, rounding that sharp edge a good 15 millimeters. So it's almost a full half circle or hemisphere at the end, almost. 35 millimeters in diameter, a little bit wider than a marshmallow. So it's just a little bit bigger, much more rounded at the top. For the Urban Explorer, it comes with a hook style. The Urban Explorer being a bungee system that runs up and down the tubing, one single bungee. And again, this is a universal size, the hook style. So any hook style tip on the market will fit. And I'm just a big advocate. I mean, I'm not in the tip business. I can't compete with a company that will put out 17 different. So, you know what, let's be in cooperation, and maybe that's the Sedona rubbing off on me, the zen of it all. But no, really, we could use more cooperation. So they're all universal in size. Not going to hurt my feelings if you want to swap out to a bulldog or straight up marshmallow or whatever. I will be doing a crossover in January of 25 that is producing the 2-inch rolling ball in the hook style tip for the Urban Explorer. That's my go-to cane out here in Sedona. Not that we modify our canes, but there are a lot of choices, a lot of ways to really tweak these things to make them what we need them to be to support us on a daily basis. And, you know, as the dog will want to walk back on the trails half the time on our afternoon walks, the rolling ball just works best all day long. In the mornings, we're on the coarse asphalt. In the afternoon, we're on the trail. And we might be on the trail. Let me say that we might be on the trail. And when I am on the trail with the Urban Explorer, it's just as strong. I swear I feel like I'm cheating because it's just wielding itself. It's really that light. Those are the products. I mean, I could talk forever about them, about me, the story, the history, where we are, where we're going. Again, we're working on a ball crossover for the Urban Explorer. I want a sweatshirt, and at some point, I want us to produce a hoodie. We're carrying some amazing flashlights in our store because having RP, I used to need very, very reliable, bright flashlights. My track right now, my path is to learn to be blind and do things without light, and yet I always have a flashlight with me. So what Sedona Dave recommended, why is that important? Well, I beat the dickens out of them, and I have really high standards for what is a good flashlight, and that comes from my my surveying days, from my forestry days, my scuba diving days. What's a dependable unit? So we're carrying some amazing night core flashlights, products that what's in the corner of my building has to exceed expectations. And the all-terrain cane, a titanium, it's exceeding the expectations in these flashlights, and that's what I want to do. I want to really be the industry leader in a cane you can lean on, literally. I'm sorry, I didn't really mean that, and yet I did. Sorry about that.
A great slogan. So Dave, can you tell our audience, do you have a website?
We do. You can find out all about our canes, our t-shirts, flashlights, our silicone cloths for maintenance, and all our tips at awarewolfgear.com. And that is AWAREWOLFGEAR.com.
And for those of you that did miss it, Dave will be going up under our Alliance program, and you'll be able to look for his company and his website and his pictures of him Mount Everest, I think, right?
That's not me. That's one of our amazing athletes that we're working with. No, I just tool around here in Sedona. But you open the door to something I have to stick a foot in that door. I shouldn't be doing this, and yet I'm just going to wing it. Not Everest, but Kilimanjaro, December 27th, 2024. An amazing athlete. His name is Julius Mabura from Kenya, blind with RP, summiting Kilimanjaro with the all-terrain cane, December 27th.
Well, we hope to see some footage of that and some audio files so we can share that with our audience.
Absolutely. He's going up with I believe a camera team of 5. We're all behind him, super supportive of him and his adventures. He just summited Mount Kenya with the ATC, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's crushing it. He's doing 7 summits down there in the Africa region. So in a couple of weeks, the ATC is going to be summiting Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm over the moon. Super excited, but so that's a little gratuitous plug for mountain climbing. Sorry.
And there's a lot of individuals that are totally blind that are doing things. The BVA, Blind Veterans Association, had a member of theirs definitely did Mount Everest, totally blind. So remember, there's life after blindness, and all we do at Wisdom for the Blind is provide you the tools that you can find people like Dave, Lisa, and great tools, great products, and also great fellowship where you can talk to people like David and Thomas, myself, that have touched these products and can share them. And if you haven't gone on the forum, we do a great cruise every year. I know that David, Lisa, Thomas, myself, we all just got back from the October forum, which was just a rock and roll trip, and we're going to be doing again to Bermuda next year on October 19th. So a lot of great opportunities for you to learn and meet people and see some of these products in the vendor showcase and stuff like that. So any other questions for Dave or Lisa or myself before we wrap things up? Well, Dave, go ahead. I hear one person, sounds like Martin.
Yep, I just wanted to pipe in. I couldn't ask a question because everybody took my questions. So I just wanted to thank Sedona Dave for a really good talk. I didn't know anything about this cane. So this was my first introduction.
Wow, Martin, thank you so much. And what an introduction. Super glad to have you here. And let's all keep in touch. Best way to contact me, Dave at awerewolfgear.com. Very, very simple. I'm here for you all. Great forum, great club. I'm all about what you're doing, and really my slogan, my creed is all we need are the right tools, and that's what you're doing. You're providing the platform for that. So infinitely happy to be here with you. So thank you so very much for everything. Let's keep in touch.
Well, Dave, you're always welcome back on the show. We appreciate you coming, and we hope that you become part of the family and show up for some of our events. And always welcome. The door's always open.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Cruises sound great. You know, I'm not getting any younger, so let's go cruising too.
Oh, we got a room open for you, and you and I can talk about scuba diving. Can't do it anymore, but we can talk about it, right?
You know what? Well, we can do that too. Whatever it takes. I'm all about that. So thank you so very much for a great
Dave,
opportunity.
A great product. I'm glad that we had you on the show, and come back anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start wrapping it up. But first thing I want to do is let everybody know Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you all and your family. I hope your New Year's is great. And thanks for being our 3rd year Wisdom for the Blind. Thanks for subscribers. And we really appreciate you joining us and continuing to support us. Merry Christmas to all. And everybody, thank you very much. And Lisa, thanks for inviting Dave. Dave, thanks for coming. And ladies and gentlemen, you all have a great Christmas. We're going to leave the floor open. I'm going to stop the recording for a second. Just stand by.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Be well.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Sedona.
Thank you, Lisa. You're awesome, Lisa. I appreciate you so much.
All right. It's good to hear. Good. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Appreciate it so much.
So my pleasure. Crushed it.
I'm just trying to decide now which a werewolf t-shirt I should get. I was on the website.
Right now I'm wearing Topo, which is white with reflective topography, and it says blind on it. I think it's really sharp as is, but somebody tie-dyed it. Theirs.
Oh, cool.
And oh my goodness, unbelievable. If you're great for tie-dyeing, this is the one to do it, because
how fun.
The reflective ink is like a resist. I love black t-shirts. So unfortunately my wardrobe is Blind Attraction, obviously the black full wolf moon, and the flagship. But that's, and my wife's like, can you please wear some other color other than black? Okay, so white. So I've got all white ones on.
Oh, is that your dress up t-shirt?
That is my dress up t-shirt. Yes, it is.
Because Dave, if you go on the cruise, we have an awesome series of t-shirts that we give out on the cruise.
Nice.
The one from 24 was a beautiful design. It was a cruise ship sitting on top of a encyclopedia.
Yeah. The open book.
Oh, interesting. I must really consider this cruise, Lisa. You might we'll have to keep in touch on this.
We will.
Love it.
So okay, I'm still looking here. So the one you're talking about that they tie-dyed, is that the one that has almost looks like a trail on the back?
Like, yes.
You know what I'm talking about, where it has kind of like an outline of a it's just like an outline, and then now I lost it. I just want to know which one you're talking about.
Oh, okay. It's Topo.
Okay, that's the name of the shirt, or that's
yes.
Yeah, Dave, let me help you 1 second. Lisa, just buy one of each one of them, and then you'll know which one you got. Right, Dave?
I love t-shirts.
If you got to do what you got to do, Lisa.
I know. I'm gonna buy one. At least,
I believe I have your cell phone number. I would love to forward you that tie-dye shirt that this person has. She's actually an O&M. She's a doctor in O&M out here in Tucson, Maryland. She runs Capabilities Delaware and a bunch of others. An amazing tie-dyer. So I will, I'll send you the pictures of a couple of the tie-dyes that she's done, and they're just
How fun.
amazing. Yeah, good stuff. Very, very exciting. And
well, thanks so much for being here tonight.
Oh,
And
it's great, Lisa. What a
yeah,
great thrill.
it
Yeah.
sounds like you're going through some other, some new challenges, and I want to thank you for being open and sharing that with everybody, because I know there's other folks in our group that could be in the same place, or that they've been there, and that's.
No, I appreciate that.
I mean,
Thank
just
you.
open to sharing like that with the group is. I'm very moved.
Oh, thank you. Well, you probably shouldn't be,
I didn't know, so that kind of caught me off guard too.
Thank you. Well, I really appreciate that. I feel very supportive. But I'm not sure if you should or shouldn't be.
Family, David. So.
Yeah, I love that. But it's something that I'm going through presently. Like, we were out on our hike this afternoon, just sitting at our sitting spot, and we were talking, and we put the backpacks back on, and my wife said something, and I looked down at my cane. It was just laying on the ground, and I broke down, and she's like, was it something I said? I said, no. She said, well, what's going on? And I said, I'm really in the throes of this dark night of the soul, and I didn't realize it. Didn't realize it, but it's affected me very much right now. So it's very raw that I'm actually surprised I said anything about it, because the first thing I said on the trail was, I'm so tired of talking about this. I'm done with it. I just don't want to talk about this anymore. So
but it's not just the only thing that defines you. I mean, I feel like being able to share that and talk about how you're feeling is part of the process, right?
It is. And we just blogged about that too. That just went out. Like, I was never one for the camera or the microphone or to engage in conversation with anybody. I mean, even as a surveyor, I hated the fact that I had to engage with iron workers and concrete workers and formers, because I wanted to be in the wings, just against the wall, unnoticed. That's why I love camo. I don't want to be in the spotlight. And yet here I am. So that I shared something freely like that. It was maybe I'm growing up, doubtful, but maybe I am at some extent.
One thing that you said, or one of the things that you said that really resonated, is that early on, when you were not wanting to continue your own life, was just like, hey, this is it. It's not just me, it's us.
That's
and
right.
I feel like, even though, now you're having another change in your vision, it's still us. And by you being here tonight and being able to share that, and, us was on the call tonight, right? Like, not me personally, but I, the connection I have with, my clients, and, the work that I do. And you're a great role model. And I feel like sometimes people in your position, other folks that are going through the same thing will, like, oh, Sedona Dave makes it look easy. But I understand, I realize that it's not always easy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Being able to talk about it, but 1 hour from now, it might be something completely different. So I'm just, my heart goes out to you for being able to, express yourself the way you did tonight, and be here and show up for all of us. And
I appreciate that so much, Lisa. I really do.
And we'd love to see you on the cruise. Let me tell you, we had several individuals bond that just went through some total, they had partial, and then they went total blind.
Oh, wow.
I can count like three people for sure. Was able to hook up with other people that have had it for a while. And it's just a great opportunity to meet other people and share not only what they're going through, but the spouses get to talk, and so you get that caregiver. And it's just a great bonding and educational experience. And
well, it sounds good to me. I'm really I'm very, very motivated to get on board, literally.
Oh, we'd love to have you on
See what
board.
I did
We
there,
might even
Lisa?
have you do a demonstration of your cane and have you walk up the stacks of the ship.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know how much the navigation, but we do have ports of call, so there might be an
There we go.
opportunity to have some navigational challenges off the ship.
Nice, just what I need.
Otherwise, you just need to know the pointy end from the square end.
Right, just what I need. Right, in a foreign country, no less. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, when you have sight, they have little fishes and little compasses, but when we
Yeah.
have sight, we're lost no matter what. So
Right, exactly. So funny.
but the good thing is that you can't go far on the ship. 500 feet this way,
Right.
40 feet that way, another 500 the other way. So
Again, what could go wrong? Beautiful. Yeah,
well,
sounds
we won't
great.
talk about what can go wrong, but nothing much.
No. Love
All
that.
right. Well, thanks again, everyone.
I
Thanks,
appreciate
everybody.
it.
Have a good Merry Christmas and a happy holidays and a good New Year's.
All right.
This is Wisdom
Take
for the
care.
Blind, and this has been the Geek Club. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Wisdom Tech Talk, coming to you from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with an in-studio audience at the Wisdom for the Blind Studios. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And if you know someone who's blind or vision impaired, tell them about the show. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hit the website at www.w4bv.org. And we'll see you next time on Wisdom Tech Talk.